What's up guys, it's RCT bringing you another video for you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing pretty good on my side as well. Pretty stoked with working with this. I've been non-stop at it, trying to optimize and make my own of basically this whole system, this whole software of Hyperpie and attract mode. Now the more time I dive into this, the more that I tweak and I optimize, I keep finding more and more stuff. I mean, it has been a while, it has been around for a while, and in that time a lot of things have popped up. There's so many variants out there of this same thing that I'm working with, that it's just the options are almost endless, you know. One of the few things before diving into this section, which is basically covering the handhelds, just a small showcase to show you guys how well represented the handhelds are and how everything works pretty much as you would expect from something like this, especially given how beautiful it looks with the whole attract mode, you know, powering the presentation part. Now, as I was saying, there is a few tweaks and stuff that I've had to do along the way, aside from the music part. That was the one that I was most vocal about, but I think I'm going to be covering that in the following videos, because there's still many more videos to cover, at least get a pretty good grasp of how huge, how big this project is. Without further ado, let's go right into this so you can check it out. Let's head into the Hyperpie. Skip the intro and go straight to the handheld. As I mentioned before, this one was basically one of the first modules. I think actually the first one, because I did a video on it. The first module that I actually edited all the music to my liking, and I can't complain. It's been heaven after that. But now, when it comes to the nitty-gritty of the system inside, I can say almost 95% of them. There's only, I think this one actually is the only one that I haven't configured to the emulator yet to work, because if you try to go in, it throws this message, so that means that, you know, I have to configure it so it doesn't throw me into an error and stuff. But all of these are already here, and this is a fun one to mess around with, because of course this is very rare. You're not gonna be able to have these around unless you're a completely crazy avid collector that actually has all of these physical units. But it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to have into any handheld section, just for history's sake. Now, of course, you have the one and only, the one that started it all, the Game Boy, and it's here. I'm not gonna go through that, because of course this and Game Boy Color is something that most of you guys must be really tired of seeing already. Game Boy Advance is on that same level too. Also PSP has been covered a lot, but of course I needed to show you guys how this is how is this coming out. Now I have it, I kind of configure the handhelds very differently to what I've seen other people online do. I mean, with the Game Boy Advance, I basically do the same as every other dude out there doing the same thing, because of course the Game Boy Advance has that 16:9 ratio kind of thing going on, and I tend to be very picky when it comes to that sort of thing.
Loading complete.
There's certain games that I like better in the 4:3 aspect ratio, and then there are others that I like in the 16:9. This one I chose to do it instead of having it completely 16:9, you know, stretched out. I wanted to match as close as possible the actual screen, so it's kind of like in between both the 4:3 and the 16:9. It's a not quite there kind of aspect ratio. But as you can see, it works. Looks really good, sounds really good. And best of all, you know, it comes out of it very, very nicely, very smooth. Even though there are refinements that I need to do to it in terms of the fade in and fade out stuff, because as you saw, you guys are getting to see part of the desktop, which I know is not supposed to happen, but this is for my personal use, so I really don't care that much. But going into something that I can actually play for you guys. Let me see the Game Gear. I can't remember if I actually configured the emulation for the Game Gear.
Loading complete.
It should be ready. Yeah, there it is. Game Gear, very resilient, the Game Gear, even though it didn't stand a chance, and even though it looked a lot much more advanced than the Game Boy did, but it did kind of capture the hearts of a lot of fans, and it's still a very, very loved handheld. I feel the same way for the Lynx, even though the Lynx was kind of like the red-headed stepchild of the handhelds, because of course one of the things was the battery life, which was absolutely horrible, and the other one was the kind of a chunkiness that the system had. Now I had personally the revision 2. I always wanted to have the revision 1, but I had the revision 2, and I loved to death this little, not so little, but you know what I mean, this console. Probably will tweak later the visuals, because they look a little washed out. I mean, the screen on the Lynx really didn't have that much resolution. It was one of the very on the lower end when it came to the resolution, pixel wise, of course. So you weren't going to see a lot of definition, but it looked pretty good on the screen. It was pretty bright too with the backlight that it had. That's probably why, that brightness is probably why the battery life really sucked, because oh my god, that would drink batteries up in no time. Now, this one, I needed to mention it because it was one that I personally was not able to get my hands on when it came out. Internet was still very young, and but unfortunately, even though I did have my ways with importing a lot of stuff for the consoles, I didn't have, let's say, the resources at the time to grab this little bundle right here, especially since most of this really good stuff was imports. But it did, from what I can tell, it really did a killing over there in Japan, because you can see some really good names in here. So let's
Loading complete.
so these. Whole lot of nothing that I cannot understand, so I will spare you of my agony going through these texts without knowing what the hell I'm doing. And let's jump. Now this I have already configured, and this is where I say that I'm kind of unconventional, because you see, I want to configure it not as you see here in the video, which is kind of like top and bottom, very small on the screen. I like to have it more, well, let me boot it up so you can see what I'm talking about. I like to have it a large screen, see, large and small. And it's been like this since I started even using DS emulators, because I just can't get into, you know, I know it's a handheld and I used to enjoy this a lot as a handheld, but on the TV I want to be able to see as much as I can. The only problem with the setup is that for this emulator, at least, when you run it this way, it tends to run really sluggish. So this one is still work in progress, and I chose a very bad example because I got one that has the smaller screen is the active one. Okay, my bad. Let me get out of here. Let's say Metal Slug.
Loading game. Loading complete.
Although maybe this one will not run as sluggish, hopefully. Let's see. But what I'm trying to say is that the basic setup has you with the top and bottom screen in one screen vertically, very smallish. Of course it's going to run much better. There's a lot less real estate here. Marco! See what I mean? So for the time being, until I configure this better, either that or I'm going to have to swallow my pride and just use it the conventional way. The same thing is happening on the 3DS side. This one I'll probably have to edit because this one doesn't have a very good, let's say, doesn't have a very good exit, so to speak, as of yet. I have to configure the exit on this.
Loading. Loading complete.
So as you can see, it's up and running. Let's see if... Yeah, we're still going to see a little bit of sluggishness. So far, so good. Oh, I love that music. Ding, 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 and I'm going to get copyrighted to hell. Okay. This is where it starts getting tricky, and here I'm gonna have to do it at it because it's not gonna exit pretty ugly. So alright, let me make a cut right here. And I'm back. Alright, so yeah, that was that. I told you guys the exit is pretty ugly. I wanted to spare you that, so I'll make an edit there so you don't have to see it. Now, Virtual Boy. In case you're feeling the need to see red, I'm going to give you some of that for your visual pleasure. Let's all see red. Red. Anger. Pain. Ah! My eyes are burning! Oh, no. Just kidding. Ooh, let's raise the brightness. No. No, I don't think so. Now, the cool thing about the Virtual Boy emulator, which unfortunately I cannot show you, I can't even do it right now, is that back in the day, the very first time I tried it, it actually had the 3D effect. Since before, when I was in Puerto Rico, I had, at that time, I still had a 3D TV, so I could take advantage of it. But the effect looked awesome, I have to admit. With the glasses, these games were amazing. Back, you know, that's back when I had the other Hyperspin, and of course the 3D TV. Now, of course, I changed with the times. I went to 4K, so 3D is no longer a thing, unfortunately. I'm sad about that because that really had potential, and the games that did employ them were really, really good. So yeah, let's see, anything else around here that I haven't covered? Oh, you have Pocket Color, of course. I did a separate one for this one. But having Neo Geo Love in a mini form is so good. It's really so good. And the chibi versions in this work so well.
Loading complete.
Super cute. Let me not get so absorbed by this, because if I do, I'm gonna forget I'm recording a video and it's gonna go on forever. So yeah, that basically covers it. We have new entry here, Psp Minis, which is a nice little addition. Most of the games are basically kind of like, aside from the originals that are here, most of them are kind of like 8 16-bit versions of stuff. But a nice little added collection here to the handhelds. Of course, to the bigger brother, the PSP, which at this point, you know, we've been doing for quite some time now.
Loading. Loading complete.
I'm gonna do one, and with this one I will close and wrap up this video for you guys and go into the next one. Not seeing anything here. Okay, let's try the next one then. Check this one out.
Loading. Loading complete.
There we go. Yeah, I got an RPG to serve as a last game, and that's gonna take quite some time, so I'd rather get into a shoot 'em up, which I think is better suited for me trying to be brief here. But this one specifically, Proteus, oh yes, 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 please, please, please.
実況おしゃべりバロンニュースいらっしゃいちょっと待ってね終わったよ実況おしゃべりバロンニュース張り切っていってみようメニューだよ誰にしようかなどっちでやろうかな女子高生の皆さんお待たせしました忍者のタコだよ張り切っていってみよう下からやってきました上からやってきました下からやってきましたうまいナイスですねやるねなんてばよし7個だダメだこりゃ
So there you have it, guys. This and so much more in our little handheld coverage, complete with the music and stuff. I cannot be happier. Get the combination of audio and visual and my favorite games all in one place. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. If there's something in particular that you would like me to cover, please let me know and I'll do that for you guys. Take care. See you guys next time. Peace.